How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Okay, so around 1987, Capcom released Street Fighter. And while it wasn't the biggest hit for them, it was a fairly popular game. So much so that there was a bit of a spin-off title released for the NES. It was loosely based, well, not actually, it's not really based on Street Fighter at all. It had the word Street Fighter in the title, the words, and it featured a character named Ken, who I don't remember if he's even in the original Street Fighter game. But this game has a really, really crazy storyline, heavy on the science fiction, and actually, the events of this game were supposed to happen 2 years ago. This, my friends, today's game is Street Fighter 2010 The Final Fight. Now, in Street Fighter 2010 The Final Fight, you play as a guy named Ken who at one point was a champion Street Fighter and has moved on along with his best friend and started work as chemists. And they've developed a substance called cytoplasm, which in the wrong hands could mutate entire planets. In the right hands, though, it could cure disease, it could regrow limbs from traumatic accidents, all manner of good things. Unfortunately, the wrong hands got their hands on the cytoplasm, and in the process, killed Ken's lab partner. And he's going on a quest for revenge and to save whomever from whoever got their hands on the cytoplasm. Story is all over the place. This game, the level design is weird because it's broken into a series of one-on-one fights against boss characters, single screen areas where you have to defeat groups of enemies in order to advance, and full-on platforming stages that actually are auto-scrolling. So if you fall behind wherever this game wants you to go, and you get stuck behind a wall or something like that, or fall off of a platform, you're dead. This game is hard. It's probably one of the harder games that Capcom put out on NES, and everyone knows that Capcom put out some of the hardest titles on the console. The soundtrack is amazing for this game. It's one of the better soundtracks that Capcom put on the NES, which says a lot because along with some of the harder titles on the NES, some of their games had the best soundtracks. The control is one of the contributing factors to the difficulty in this game, because there are points where the controls in this game are pretty weird. And honestly, I can only recommend this game to someone who is a video game masochist. If you like your video games brutally difficult and you like hurting yourself, in a manner of speaking, of course, when it comes to video games, then you may enjoy Street Fighter 2010 The Final Fight, because man, this one hurts. Playing through it is a brutal affair. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I will catch you beautiful people tomorrow.